Has anyone ever inspired you to change your life that made you more fulfilled? Well, as a leader in your business and in your community, what are those questions that you ask yourself on a daily basis? It's these questions that we explore on Inspiring Women. I am your host, Betty Collins, and I'm a certified public accountant, a business owner, and a community leader who partners with others who want to achieve remarkable results for themselves and their organizations. I am here to help inspire you to a positive step forward for a better life. It's hard to believe that 2021 is coming to an end, and this is my last podcast of the year. It's really hard to believe, though, that we're saying 2022 because it's right here. It's so close. So today I want to celebrate this last year. I mean, how do you celebrate in today's world? It's consuming and it's overwhelming and it's really more negative than positive. So how do you celebrate? Well, first, you have to make a choice to celebrate. And it takes time and it takes daily effort. It might take more than one time in the day, right? What you will find in celebrating, though, you'll see that today's world is not all negative. You can choose to be consumed in the positive. Take time to think and ponder on it. Look back at this past year. I would even take a blank sheet of paper and have a column that says pro and a column that says con. And start just writing, and you'll be surprised at the positive that's there. It takes effort, and it takes a little bit of time, and it takes maybe a quiet moment, and it takes stepping back. But pretty quickly, you're going to be overwhelmed or grateful for the good. So 2021, it wasn't 2020. Both years have been challenging, but in different ways. But at the end of the day, they were both doable, right? And I look back at the marketplace in this country, the business community, and I continue to see such resilience and creativity. That determination is still there. We're a little more tired, but it's still there. And it is inspiring to me when I see that. It energizes me when I see that. Also, as all the issues of today's world, the one thing that's happened is people have kind of stepped back and they've assessed. And they revised many aspects in their life, I think, for the better. My son has become more of a minimalist. And I don't know how he becomes more minimal than he is, but he's chosen really to step back and say, maybe we don't need to do and be all the things we were. I'm continually, though, inspired by how the everyday person continues to handle things. I love going on LinkedIn, and I just do my little skimming till I find positive stories. Things that are impactful, things that are inspiring. If you need to find something good, you can find it. So celebrating this past year, I would tell you to end it with a bang. Enjoy that Christmas season. I didn't say fill it up with stuff, but enjoy it. And sometimes it is the simple that makes the difference. I know for Thanksgiving month, the month of November, I decided to give my children journals on Halloween. And I gave them fancy pencils and pens and some things to look in this journal. And every day of November, I asked them to write something they're grateful for. It doesn't need to be a big poem in a book, and it doesn't need to be fancy. It's just think about your day or start your day, reflect on your day, and write something that was good. And that's what I want back on December 25th for Christmas. It's simple stuff like that that can make your holiday season. But make sure you end the year with a bang celebrating. Live it up. Drink, eat, drink, and be merry as we all sit back. Reflect, renew, and restore that soul, right? And ring out New Year's by being with the people you love. Either throw a big party or sit back with the one you care about the most and talk about how great it was. Celebrate it. I don't think 2022 is not going to be 2021, let alone 2020. Who knows what it will bring? The only thing you can do, though, is control what we can and influence change on what we can't control. It will be a new day with new challenges, but also new opportunities. So as you're celebrating and wrapping up the year and reflecting on the good, so you're not consumed in the bad, look at the fact that you're going to get to have a new year, right? And look at the new opportunities and challenges it will bring. As I look in the past year, though, I am looking at what I missed pre-2020, and I'm going to make sure that I add those things back in over time and more. All the things that stopped or have all these new rules. I mean, what are you missing? How are you going to bring it back? At work, we stopped breaking bread together, which means eating at my desk and not taking a break for lunch. Not good. I really miss being out in the marketplace. I realized this when I attended the WSBA Gala, and I got to see people. We all had masks on for a period of time. We ate dinner, we talked, we drank wine, and then we got to hear really inspirational stories. And even though I got home at 9:30 that night, I was so energized. For me, the missing is part of wrapping up the year, so I make it sure that it's in 2022. So some recaps of 2021. Well, business was good. It was for a lot of people. It was good. My relationships are strong. I mean, I've been able to maintain and keep up with people and the Zoom thing and all the different ways you connect. My family's going well. That's a good thing. My health is awesome. I mean, we've learned to navigate through the continual pandemic. COVID is not over, but we're fighting it and we're seeing better numbers. Schools are back in session. Those are good things. Businesses continue at home or in the office and they all make it work. The recreation and fun is being done at capacity over this past summer. Where I usually go to a place in Florida, they had 96% occupancy in their rentals throughout that little Route 30A that I love to go to. That's encouraging. Even the government is still working, laugh out loud. Even if you don't like them, they still are and they're functioning. We survived an election year, whether we liked the outcomes or not. And really, people are much more engaged in elections this year because of the last one we had. That's a good thing. I mean, my own district where I live just for school board and the amount of people that ran for council and the amount of people that volunteered with voting and the turnout was exceptional. So I love the fact that I see all that debate and passion and engagement. I'm still able to do my podcast and have this audience, which grew. And I was able to have the Brady Ware Women's Leadership Conference this year, unlike 2021. Or unlike 2020, and we actually even had the governor of Ohio in it. It was so pretty cool. I was able to become a board member of the Ohio Women's Coalition, which got $10 million in the budget in Ohio for women-owned businesses. And I got to be on the Weld calendar for December. So I just had a great, great year. And so did my clients. They were banner in 20 and 21 for the most part. And it has fueled tremendous growth and optimism, but people are still very scared and very cautious, right? But they're very engaged and they're focused. You can choose the bad, you can choose the good. But for me personally, this past year, my immediate family, my husband, I call them my adult children with jobs. We had great financial years, and we didn't have to really use any of the economic stimulus and assistance. I mean, how grateful can you be for that? My daughter got engaged, and we are planning and doing the big wedding thing, so that's cool. My business grew, adding new clients, great revenue streams. I bet it did for you. We actually have 99% of our employees filled at Brady Ware. And my little grandsons, Jude, my man, and Silas, I call my little Cy, my little guy. They can actually say Mimi. That's awesome. And my health is good at 58. I just got my results back. I have no medications. My numbers are better. The only problem I have is I still think pie is a fruit, so that's a problem. But as you and I wrap up another year, as you've heard, I've talked about the good. I've talked about the things that are positive, the things that I choose to consume myself in. You need to do the same. Be challenged and energized on that new day, 1/1/22, and consider it a new blank sheet of paper. It is my hope, I honestly mean this, that you've been impacted by the podcast and that we will enjoy another year together. My podcast is coming up in January. It's just called Plain and Simple. It's just hard to be in business. In that podcast, here's a few tidbits from it. If you don't want to be as exhausted in 22, here's some tips. Do very little social media, except my podcast, of course. Still be informed on the right places and the right outlets, and make sure that you know you're making some decisions on truths. Plan restoration. I can't emphasize that enough. Eliminate those negative people. Not so easy to do. Make sure you don't just think about your health. There's emotional health, physical health, and spiritual health. The one thing that's helped me tremendously in 2021 as I look back is I chose how to start my day and end my day. Because what I found in this book, who knows if it's true, but it worked. The first hour and last hour of every day determine how you sleep at night and how your day goes the next. So how I spend that first hour of the day kind of dictates how my day goes. And when I choose to wind down my day, that's when I get the good sleep. Okay? So I learned that. It's one of the great things. Remember, you're created on purpose for a purpose. And I love my life focus and statement and my why. And what are you missing? Bring it back to your life. So challenge, celebrate 2021 by choosing to not be consumed and overwhelmed in the negative and the positive, but do it for the good. And end it with a great year of Christmas and New Year's on your terms. And bring back those things you're missing during this holiday season. And most of all, thanks for listening and being part of my podcast and life. Inspiring Women has been presented by Brady Ware Company. As your career advancements continue, your financial opportunities will continue to grow. Be prepared. Visit bradyware.com to find out more about the accounting services that can assist you to that next level. All this, plus more about the podcast, can be found in the show notes for this episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. Feel free to share this show or give us a review. Remember, inspiration is powerful. Whose life will you be changing?